So yeah, I want to get now into the social media aspect because that's how I
Yeah.
connected with you. And again, when I got that
That's the
Instagram,
huge part. That's the hugest part right
yeah,
there.
bro, when I got that Instagram handle, I was just like, who's this guy?
Social media.
So upon viewing your Instagram page to further learn about you as a creative, I came across a piece of information in your bio that I found like vastly intriguing because it's something I resonate with.
Sure.
Self-taught, self-taught, bro. That's what you put in your bio. And
Self-taught.
the reason why I'm drawn to this is because I've never had the opportunity of attending film school. And now I'm openly like an advocate of like this defiant pride. Like you don't need to go, and you're like living, breathing proof that you don't need to do any of that stuff. It's like you can find the right contacts and the connections and make masterful work
Really.
without going to an institution kind of thing. Right. So
Really.
I want to know, like, how did you become a self-taught creative yourself?
YouTube.
YouTube. Yeah. I get that a
As a
lot,
lot
buddy.
of yeah, as a lot of other people say, YouTube.
Yeah.
And it was just like as a young kid, like I've always loved watching YouTube. Like I binge watch YouTube. Like I don't watch TV. I was just watching YouTube, the Nelk Boys. What I'm saying, Steve will do it and like that kind of crew. And then I'm always like, yo, these videos are kind of fire. Like, what if I do this shit?
Right.
You know? And it's like, then I started searching up how to edit. And then really like, bro, I learned on GoPro Studios. Like
Okay.
I started off with like a GoPro and I used to like ski and mountain bike and I was like all
Okay.
into adventure shit. And I'm like, yo, I
Yeah.
want to I want to record myself doing this and then
Yeah.
post it on social media so I can
Yeah.
show my
Yeah.
friends and family.
Yeah.
Like, so I did that and I put some music behind it, downloaded GoPro Studios for free. And then
Nice.
I just started like fucking around with GoPro Studios. And I'm like, yo, I can cut this and I can like cut it to the beat of the music. And I'm like, oh, this is sick. So I'm like, how can I like get more into this? And I got iMovie and then just like using YouTube tutorials. Like, bro, you can learn so much on
Oh,
YouTube.
100%.
Crazy how much you can learn
I'm
on YouTube.
convinced in the next 20 years you could learn how to be a doctor on that thing.
Bro, it's crazy. And I found like this one guy that did like YouTube Final Cut Pro tutorials. And he just taught me everything. I went through his whole free YouTube course and he just taught me everything. And then at a certain point of learning, like you stop learning and then you kind of like just figure shit out and you
Oh
kind of like
yeah.
you learn shit on yourself and stuff. Like, I learned so much through YouTube, but like after like that, like I haven't really watched YouTube tutorials in like half a year now. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Like,
no,
cause
but it happens. Yeah.
I just been learning.
Well,
Uh,
there's a cutoff, right? Like for me, that's how I learned Premiere Pro because I had transitioned from Final Cut to Premiere Pro, and
oh
that was
really?
like,
That's
sorry.
crazy. I said, oh really? That's wild.
Yeah, yeah. Well, because it was like alien to me, and everyone was telling me like, "Yo, you should like do that," and it really did benefit me because it helped me with some jobs I worked on.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
they only had Premiere Pro, and I'm just more comfortable now with the templates and everything. But the point is that when I transitioned, I was just like looked at it like a ghost, like what's happening.
yeah.
And I went on YouTube, like you said, man, and they taught me and everything like that. But what I learned quickly is once I got the basics, I only needed YouTube or tutorials when I needed something like particular for my vision. Do you know what I mean?
Or
So
like,
you don't like that's why you said after a year it's like, oh, I'm not going on it, or like, you don't need it anymore, or you only need it certain time frames. For me, it's like the same thing. It's like if I need like, to transition this shot, how do I do it this way? Okay, if I can't figure it out, I'm gonna YouTube it, and boom, it's YouTube. Like there's channels like tutorial in a minute or something, like they saved my life with a lot of things, export issues.
King Tuts. I don't know if you know King Tuts Pro or
Yeah,
some
I
shit.
think that's the one. Oh, I think that's the one I was talking about. Yeah,
King
that one
Tuts
as
is like,
well. Yeah, yeah,
thank you, King Tuts. You saved my career. Like he
yeah.
gave me like everything from like just cutting to speed ramping was a huge thing that he taught me. And like after I learned how to speed ramp, I was able to kind of like really place the clips and kind of arrange it so like it went with the music. Like, okay, so the music has like a riser here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
let me
yeah. And I noticed that in your
speed
work.
ramp.
Yeah,
Yeah, let me
yeah.
speed ramp that to that and then make that smoother. And then after that, bro, you just like, oh, I need to do this transition. I need to download a VFX pack or like at this point you can just hire people to do VFX. Like you
No,
can
no, no.
hire people,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know what
of
I'm saying? So
course.
like you learn the basics and then you just rock it. You just go crazy.
Yeah, it all comes back to like, as I say, as a filmmaker, like I'm a director, right? So a lot of people I work with, they went to film school, like they're experts, man. Like they know the technicalities of everything. But at the
Yeah,
end of the day, you need to have the vision and know how to tell the story. And
for
that's what you
sure.
just said, right? It's like, yo, like I know how to edit it, put it together, but you can hire someone for VFX. It's like if you didn't have the vision of the story, you'd be shit out of luck because you wouldn't even know who to hire or like what to tell them in that project, right? Like Cole Bennett, for example, right? I'll bring him back. Like
Yeah.
I look at his credits because I'm always trying to figure out like what is this guy? Because I know he started off like just running guy and doing
I
everything
always
himself.
look at that shit too.
Right, right. And I'm looking at his credits and I'm like, oh, this guy's a VFX team. He has a 3D artist team, whatever. But I realized that's what it is, right? As you progress, there are going to be more talented people in those fields, those areas that are going to be able to help you, support you. But you're going to need to always retain that vision. And that's why he became who he is, right? And he brought the Lyrical Lemonade Empire to what it is. But at the end of the day, it all comes back to vision, man. And like you said, you can't watch these YouTube tutorials without knowing your vision, right? So
Yeah, I mean, they can only teach you so much, you know what I'm saying? Like
exactly, brother. Yeah.
after you learn the basics, then you can kind of put your own vision to it. And then that's where it becomes more of your video.